Raikou, the legendary beast, coming back to raids as of January 31st. This is the electric doggo, guys, and it's your chance to get him again. He is amazing. You do not want to pass up on this. He's one of the best electric types in the game, so make sure you get out there and you get him. So if you are doing some raids, you're looking for 1972 or a weather boosted 2466 to be a hundo. His max CP at level 40 is 3,452, and his max CP at level 50 is 3,902. His attack is 241, which is rank 57, defense 195, which is rank 91, and stamina 207, which is rank 102. This Pokemon is going to be weak against ground types, so things like Groudon are definitely a threat to it, but it is going to be able to resist steel, electric, and flying type Pokemon. This is the #1 electric offensive Pokemon in the game. Amazing Pokemon to have, especially when going against things that are weak to the electric typing. And in Master League, he is the 26th ranked Pokemon currently. So you definitely don't want to pass this guy up. He's amazing. And if you have a Shadow version of him, it's even better. The level 5 raid is going to consist of a Raikou at 45,435 CP. And he is definitely doable with a 4-person raid. With the right people, you can duo this Pokemon. Most raids are going to consist of 4 to 6 people and be able to beat it easily. While doing these raids, you're probably going to be using a lot of ground types like Excadrill or Groudon or Garchomp. However, if you are using some kind of a psychic type or something that's weak against Ghost, keep in mind this thing does get Shadow Ball and it will hurt your Pokemon if you do that. This thing has an amazing shiny. It's so super cool. This is one of my personal favorites, and it is amazing. So let's go ahead, jump on over, and take a look at some movesets that you're going to use for raids. So looking at Raikou's movesets here, you're going to notice that there's a lot of electric and not so much coverage. So we're going to get to that in a moment. So quick moves, we've got Thundershock and Volt Switch. Thundershock does have a lower damage threshold, but a slightly higher EPS. But if you look at the overall DPS between the two, they're pretty close together. So situationally, depending on what you're going to be doing, raiding or PvP and so on, will depend on which one of these you go with. But typically, we're leaning more towards the Volt Switch here. Now with the charge moves, the one coverage move he really has is Shadow Ball, and Shadow Ball is a nice move. There's nothing wrong with Shadow Ball, it's good. So if you do have a second charge move on here, this is probably the TM that you're going to want to put on. You could use Return, but unless you're a normal type Pokemon, Return isn't great, and even then it's kind of okay. So probably not using Return if you do have a purified one. And honestly, if you have a Shadow Raikou, just keep it a Shadow. It's an amazingly good Pokemon as a Shadow, so keep it as a Shadow. That being said, we've got Thunder, Thunderbolt, and Wild Charge. You're going to really want to probably keep it between Thunderbolt and Wild Charge here, just because you're going to be able to use them so much more often. You're going to be able to do more damage out than you would using the long charge attack Thunder. So probably keeping it to Thunderbolt and Wild Charge here is your best bet. So when it comes to raiding with the Raikou, there's actually quite a bit of different sets that you can put together here. You'll see the top 3, and then there's a whole bunch below that. Now the top 3 that I have here above that electric line, those are going to be all 4.2 seconds for your full attacks here. So it's Thundershock, Wild Charge, that's your first set. It's going to do 18.04 DPS out. Total damage out is 833.07. And you can see those stats start to go down as you look down. Now there's a significant difference between the first group and the second group. So Thundershock Wild Charge and Thundershock Thunderbolt, you'll see that the DPS is about 1.5 lower and the total damage out is about 50 lower. So it's a significant difference, and the time is the same, but the damage out is the real difference. And then it continues to go down from there. Now, obviously, the Shadow Ball there, that's going to be your second attack. That's not going to get stab bonus as well. So that's a big factor of the total damage out there. You're not getting the stab bonus. But then after that, you can see 4.8 seconds, 7.8 seconds, and it just kind of continues to go down. So these are really the 3 sets you're going to be looking at for raiding. Shadow Ball, of course, being his best coverage move, and Wild Charge and Thunderbolt being his top 2. Wild Charge being the one that's really going to win out. Okay, so on to the PvP move sets. You can see here we've got a couple more sets for you. The most used and the highest success ratio for movesets is going to be this first one at Volt Switch and Thunderbolt. Now, Shadow Ball, again, that's going to be your second charge move that you have on your Pokemon for coverage. But other than that, you've got Volt Switch and Thunderbolt. So that's going to give you an overall win percentage of 68.5%, and it's going to do really, really well for you, especially if this is a Shadow Raikou. Some of the other sets here are Volt Switch Thunder and Thundershock Thunderbolt. So it kind of mixes up a little bit here and gives you some other options to play with. But the best one here is Volt Switch and Thunderbolt. Go with that and you are going to do very, very well with your Raikou. All right, let's look at the counters for Raikou. So the first two counters, number 1 and number 2, is Rhyperior and Excadrill. Obviously, these are some hard-hitting Pokemon right here, and with the ground typings that they have, they are going to demolish Raikou. So bring these guys in, and they will work wonders for you. Moving on to the next counters, we have Garchomp, Groudon, Landorus, and Shadow Mewtwo. Garchomp, obviously very heavy-hitting. Groudon we just had, so hopefully you guys have some really good IV'd Groudons that you've leveled up. Landorus, amazing as well, and you can never go wrong with a Shadow Mewtwo. I mean, it's Shadow Mewtwo. So these are some really good counters for you. Of course, there's other things you can use, but this is just a list of kind of like the top 6. So keep these guys in mind. If you have Rhyperior, use it. Excadrill, Groudon, Garchomp, Landorus, and Shadow Mewtwo. That's the top 6 recommendations for this Pokemon. Alright guys, I hope this guide helped you at all. If you have any questions or comments, please put them down below. I do read all comments, get back to you all. And if this was helpful at all, please drop a like and subscribe. It definitely helps the channel. And if you feel like popping into the Twitch channel, if you have anything there that you need to ask, please do. We stream Pokemon stuff all the time. Otherwise, thank you for hanging out. Really do appreciate it, guys. And I hope to see you next time. But until then, take care.